Hello. Very good evening. Such a joy to connect with you once again today. Thank you very much. Now we have students across the world, so many of them are working professionals. Thank you very much for tuning in us tonight, and it's such a joy. And very good morning to the people in America. All the very best. Yeah. Fine. So please like, share. Yeah, hearty welcome to all the people. Yeah, please like and share. So I am the host Nanda Kumar KV here from iLead Tax Academy. It's such a joy to connect with you. And today I felt, I wanted to talk about self-discipline and commitment. So I'm sure, many of us, we know about, all these things, self-discipline, commitment. It's all a routine thing. Uh, but still, that is lacking with many of us, including me, including me. But because I am a teacher, it's very important. Also, a practitioner, it is very important. That we are self-disciplined and we are committed. That's really important because each one of us, we have so many areas for improvement, so many areas, that we have to improve upon, and it all needs, self-discipline and commitment. So I like this quote, of Napoleon Hill, who says, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. I read it again. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Wow. I just love that. Truly, isn't it? If we cannot do, great things, we should learn to do, at least the small things in a real great way. So today, I wanted to talk about these seven spheres of life. Seven spheres of life: personal, financial, mental, physical, social, digital, spiritual. Okay, what do I mean by the spheres of life? I mean, spheres of life, I meant, what are the areas that we should be committed to be disciplined? What are the areas wherein we should be committed to be disciplined? What are those areas? So I felt, these are the seven areas uh, of our life, that we need to be committed, we need to be self-disciplined. Okay. The first one is personal. So when I say personal, if you're unmarried, it's how good you're with your parents, and if you're married, how good are you with your spouse, with your kids. I mean, at least your immediate family, where you stay. I mean, your home, the people that you live with, your brother, your sister. Yeah, the first one is personal. How do you do that? The next one is financial. When I say financial, what is the source for finance, right? You will either get into employment or you will get into business, right? One of these two. And that's a whole different topic, of how to excel in business, how to excel at the workplace. That's a different thing. But I'm sure, as a person, what needs to be done, what needs to be done to excel at your workplace and to excel in your business. I think you know it really well. Yeah. Then the third one is your mental fitness. Is your mental fitness. Now, when I say mental, I mean not only peace but also knowledge. But also knowledge, like we sharing this. See, I always say in the class also, enrolled agent, or your education, whatever, that will definitely get you a better job wherever you study from. People like us for various reasons. I'm thankful to God, people like us, and that's a different story. But the main thing, of life is, whatever knowledge we are gaining, until and unless it is useful to us and to others, such knowledge is waste. So make sure, with so many things, that is available in the market today or in your smartphone, You can easily waste your time, like anything. So many apps, and even the Facebook feeds, it it can shift your focus from something good to something bad and to something ugly. Is that content really essential for you? So even now, as you're watching this, if you're learning something, I'm really happy, because my job here is not just to solve some MCQs and get done with it. My vision, is to create employment, is to create career, is to create more entrepreneurs, more business people. So that's why I really don't care even when some peers in the industry, they say that, Nanda, you're creating competition. Because earlier, US taxation, I mean, how many of you know people in US taxation? On a on a count of 10 fingers, how many of you know people who are already in US taxation? I'm sure very, very less. But now with enrolled age, and even in pandemic we had 300 plus enrollments. It means every working day we had one person enrolling. Now even now, there's, I mean, for the internship, for the real time, we get so much demand. There are so many people, because the time is there, for the May exams, they enroll for the real time and they start studying. So I greatly appreciate them, because you are able to prepare a nice written, a clean written, a compliant written, an error free written. When you read 1040, it says, I've read all these schedule statements and all, now it is true, correct and complete. So you prepare a proper written. So whatever knowledge, the mental knowledge, that you get, it must be useful to others. So be committed, be self-disciplined to avoid content, which is not good for you. Because I mean, as a trainer, I've seen students from 18 years to 60 plus years, and a lot of temptation, comes in when you're on the smartphone. I hope you all are adults and you very much understand. I think I've spoken about no spam also, in my last session, because I very strongly believe that as a teacher, if I'm able to build your inner person, I think the outer person will be such a rich blessing to the society. So I thank God for the privilege that I call myself as your teacher. I'm thankful to God. Then the next one that we see here is physical. Okay, when I say physical, I talk about fitness. I talk about fitness. Even in the class, I think I have told you that, I mean, whatever is the business, whatever is the job, you got to look good. You got to look good. You cannot change how Creator has made you, but still, you can be presentable. You can still look good. I mean, that's how you are made, fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay. Now, you got to eat the right stuff. You got to exercise well. Yeah. Give yourself, that self discipline. Avoid junk. Why am I telling all this? Because you go plumpy with a big face, and a big fat belly. uh, I mean, I'm sorry if some of you are like that, but I'm sure if it is not hereditary, but if you have become like that by your own choice, I think it is time that you be self disciplined and be committed to reduce your weight and start looking better. Yeah. Because you're the model for your business or for your unit. And the next one, social. How do you maintain your social circle? How do you establish yourself with your family and friends? Be committed to spend time with your family, with your friends, with your relatives. All those counts. Even if you are going to a religious place, a temple, church, mosque, be committed to that. That's how you build your social circle. One of the other things that I wanted to add here was digital. It is very unfortunate that some students, they don't even know what is LinkedIn. They don't even know what is LinkedIn, but they know what is Tinder. Very pathetic. So while you're on WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta, and all this other crappy, I mean, they're very useful, but certain things, which people use it for crappy purposes. Instead of that, please have a proper profile on LinkedIn. I mean, I've found, so many of my clients, on LinkedIn. So it's always good. ensure that you have a proper digital digital life also, because today everything is digital. They see your WhatsApp status, they upload on the Facebook, they follow you on LinkedIn, they follow you on Insta. I mean, most of us, because of Corona also, we were not able to meet each other. But with this digital technology, even now, I miss my classroom sessions, but even now I am able to connect with students, who are in Kashmir, Assam, Varanasi, Bahrain. I mean, of course, US, and different parts of India. Thanks to digital, media for that. But you have to have, a proper digital presence, a proper digital profile. Also, all these things, will help you to be a better person. And finally, not to forget the spiritual life. Your if you really believe in God, whatever is your faith, you should have the discipline, to connect to that supreme power. Because you see, any successful person, most of the successful people, there may be exceptions who are atheists. I'm not talking on that. Now, following good is also spiritualism, in my opinion. Anything good, anything that makes you believe, any belief system that makes you think good, which makes you a better person, which helps you lift others up. I think all that is a person with good spiritual attributes. Okay, so I very strongly encourage to be self-disciplined. On all these 7 areas, in all these 7 areas. Personal, financial, mental, physical, social, digital, and then spiritual. These 7 things, I very strongly encourage, that you take inputs from these 7 things and develop a strong willpower, and self discipline. I like this image here: willpower, low, medium, and high. The first thing, that you should have in any field, is the determination, strong willpower. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये बनना है मुझे, मैनेजर ने कुछ बोल दिया, या गर्लफ्रेंड said something, when will you grow in life. So don't try to take up EA. EA is a very easy course, let me tell you. Okay, uh, uh, they say in CA, when I used to write CA exam, they say CA is uh, come back, come again. CA, it's like when you write the exam, it says come again, but some have made it, certainly achievable. Now, EA, I will say EA is easily achievable. EA is easily achievable. EA is earnings always. EA is employment assured, and EA is an entrepreneurial ambition which you can set for yourself. Trust me on that. Okay. So anywhere, whatever you are doing, it is the willpower, that is very, very important for you. More than anything else, it is your willpower, and you should have that determination to succeed. I'm sure you all must have heard of that story. Socrates once, had a disciple come to him and say, sir, I've heard so many good things about you, and I want to be your disciple, and I want to succeed in life. So Socrates said, okay, fine, you come and see me tomorrow morning at so and so time. It's early morning time or something like that. So let's say 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Okay, so he wanted to test whether this fellow will come at that time. The guy landed, the guy came there. Okay, he met Socrates, and then Socrates asked him, do you know swimming? He said no. Okay, fine, let's get into water. Fine. But he kept on asking, sir, I want to succeed, please tell me, what is the secret of success. He said, hold your horses, I'll tell you. First, let's get into the pond, or that river. And he took the boy, along with him, and he said, you got to take a deep dip inside. Stay there as long as you can, and then when you come out, I'll tell you. The boy says, okay, fine, I just have to take a dip. How people, take some religious dips in some religious water, or something like that. Um, just, just lock your nose and just do a small dip or something like that. That's what this boy had in mind. And he went into that river, took a dip, and then his, Socrates' hand came up on this fellow. He started pushing him into it, and he did not allow, the boy to come out. And this fellow was like, is now, breathing for life. And then finally, after like 1 minute or, sometime, a little longer than a normal human, holding time, or with how much he can withstand, beyond that, just for a little while, Socrates was pushing him into water, and then he came out. He just came out like that. And then Socrates tells him, until and unless you want that success as badly as the breath of your life, you will not achieve it. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? Whatever you are going through, whether you are going through a financial problem, I mean, whatever those seven spheres of life I have told you, because most of us, today, when I talk to people also, people are directionless. People are directionless. They cannot communicate. They don't know what they want. I mean, most of them, what I've met, or they want because somebody else has it. Because somebody else has it. Why do you want what you want? Why do you want what you want? When you know the why of it, I think I tell this in the class also, I tell this to the team also. When you know the why of it, why I have to do certain works, why I have to achieve this, when you know the why of it, you really don't care the how of it. I've seen that. People who are in love, they know it. When you know that you want to be with that person, you really don't care, how to be with that person. I mean, you will always find, ways to meet that person and get married. Why not do the same thing in your career too, in your finances too? Be self-disciplined, be committed. That's the number one thing, that you got to have. Self-discipline. What is self-discipline? It is doing the things you need to do even though you don't want to do. Isn't it? Self-discipline is doing the things which you need to do even though you don't want to do. I mean, आज रात dinner था बहुत अच्छा खा लिया, and tomorrow you don't want to go to gym. Or some friend came over and you don't want to study, you've taken the lectures and all. Okay भाई, एक दिन है दोस्त के साथ, spend good time. But next day also you are dull because he left, and another day you pick up some other reason, and every day you're giving excuses without being self-disciplined. That's not going to help you, my friend. Self-discipline is doing what you have to do even when you feel like not doing it. That is what is self-discipline. It's okay. It's okay even if you are late, but just get started. Better late than never. Whatever be the field, better late than never. Just get started. Then your success, your happiness completely depends on your willpower and your commitment. It is the foundation of your future success. And just imagine what will happen if you achieve what you want. Just manage your time well. I mean, just imagine, whatever you want to be. Just imagine, if you became EA. Just imagine if you lost those extra pounds. Just imagine, you earned that money, what you wanted. Just imagine you cleared that mountain of debts that's hanging on you. Just imagine the living standards of your family get improved. So other day, I was talking to one of our enrollment advisors, and we were just thinking, what could I mean, even the EA fees, our training fees and the exam fees put together. We were just discussing like that, and the lady, she said, you get, a Honda Activa. I mean, whatever is it, it's just, investing, whatever you're investing in a Honda Activa in India, it is the same cost that you're investing in EA. It's not even a lakh. But that investment, 2 years from then, it could get you a proper Swift car or more than that. And the point I'm trying to make is, look at your career, as an investment. Don't look at it, as a ritual or a practice just because somebody has done, even I got to do it. No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, you're investing into yourself. Be self-disciplined. No, I mean, I've seen some professionals, who got fired from Big Four because they are not updating, they're not upgrading themselves. They're not upgrading themselves, and then they say, do you know how much I worked hard for the company? What all I have done for the company? They fired me now. I mean, great, but are you upgrading yourself? Surely there may be some ungrateful employers, unfaithful managers, unreliable people, but you are an exception. If you are a person who is constantly improving on yourself, I tell you, you will definitely succeed. The law of the nature is like that. When you keep on improving, there's nobody who can stop you. Seriously. Seriously, you just see our live shows also. I mean, we are trying our best to improve ourselves so much. I mean, be it our training method, be it our live shows. I mean, we are doing everything possible, to improve ourselves. What are you doing to improve yourself? What are you doing? Ask yourself. This self-discipline, it's such a muscle. You got to learn to develop it, and the more you train it, the more you gain it. You got to work on this muscle. You got to work on this muscle, develop that muscle, be self disciplined, have a goal, and please don't waste your time. I talk on these lines most because, see, knowledge you can always learn. Some, I mean, exceptions are, some people who have completed EA in 14 days, 23 days. Now, there are also people, who have completed in proper, 3 months. But there are people who complete it in 4 months, 6 months also. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. But at least something you have done. That's what I was telling, to one of the students. I have no time, Nanda. Wow, come on, yeah, you're a liar. You're a liar. Don't you sit on a couch and entertain yourself for some time at least? Don't you spend time talking to some people for a longer time than they need? Assess. Assess. Find out where you are waning away that time, where you're killing away that time. I mean, this applies, to everyone, each one of us. If you really want to study something, see, EA is a very simple course, easily achievable. See, it's not as complicated as CA, nor it is as costly as CPA. I'm talking about these courses because people have only these things in mind, and I'm not telling about EA, just because we teach EA. You are free to do EA from anywhere. See, I tell this again. Anything you want to study, remember these three things: tie analysis, tie analysis. Okay, T, time. कितना टाइम लगेगा मुझे करने में? ओके, सीए करने में कितना टाइम लगेगा? सीपीए करने में कितना टाइम लगेगा? Find that out. Can your family wait until then for you to complete that course? If they can, go ahead, my boy. My family couldn't wait. My father was a dementia patient when I was in my 10th standard. In my 12th, he got dementia. It was difficult, for us to survive. So I had to, my own friends, were my students. I was in BCom second year. I used to teach, BCom second year. BCom third year, I used to teach BCom third year. Somehow, teaching, I felt, that was a source of my livelihood, and I'm very grateful to my friends who helped. I mean, each one of us, have a story, to share. Just find out, what is your strength. What is it that you are doing with your life? So the first one, is time. Find out, do I really have so much time for me to complete my education? Do I have that? Can my family wait that long? Because most of the students, who take up EA, I have either, working professionals or working professionals only who are underemployed, who have not grown, much in the career. I mean, when they tell me, like, I don't have time, sir, वो सच नहीं है. That is the lie of the devil. What is that? That's the lie of the devil, who is hampering, who is killing, who is delaying, who is procrastinating your growth. You're free to do EA from anywhere, okay? I just have to, I'm telling you this as a mentor. As a mentor, in my capacity as a teacher, I'm sharing these insights with you. Any course, anything, Go do. There are so many people out there. I'm sure ever since iLead started, there will be many people, who will be mentoring, about EA and all. Whatever you take, wherever you are studying, stay committed. The first thing is time. The next one is I. I is for investment. कितना पैसा लगाने पड़ेगा मुझे? How much money am I going to shell out, to acquire this license or this qualification? Am I going to get into debts? Now see, debt also, there's good debt and bad debt. There's good debt and bad debt. Okay. Now let's say, to do your EA, it costs you like 90,000, let us say. Okay. Now, what is the starting salary you get? You get in India, you get at least 40,000, as an enrolled agent. I'm telling this in a live show, okay? You get at least 40,000 as an enrolled agent. It means what? In 2 months, 3 months, you are able to recoup your entire investment. I mean, where is that? I mean, which course is there, wherein you can get, your entire investment back? Investment. Investment. You are a tax professional, you are a tax accountant, you're called to save taxes. That's your job. So you should be good in finances, you should be good in planning, you should be good in doing all these things, in a proper way. So take care of those things. Yeah. And then the last one is E, earnings. What is the earning, that I'm going to get? I think I just told you, that 40,000 is what they pay in India, and you in US they pay, more than 45,000 or $50,000. Minimum is $40,000. You can just go to payscale.com and check. See, this is our experience. See, ऐसा नहीं है कि you become EA, you get jobs and all. You certainly get jobs. Again, your knowledge, how you are able to present your knowledge. See, there are many people, who know the subject, even this one. There are many people who know the subject, but there are very few people who can make the subject known to others, who can tell in a way others can understand. Getting it? You should be such person. Clients, they do not know anything, and they do their own Google research, they talk to some friends, that's all. But you are a professional, you study all the three papers: individual tax, business tax, representation. You study so much. Now you got to give the right information to your clients. If not you, who else? Right? So work on these three things. Anything, you want to study, TIE, टाई एनालिसिस, इसको याद रखना. कितना टाइम लगेगा, कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट लगेगा, कितना अर्निंग्स मुझे मिलेगा. These three things. And don't tell me, that you don't have time. You got to make time for everything. Even if you are in a busy tax season, 1 hour a day, just sit, just listen to the lectures, make notes. That's all. Just that's all. That's all. Be disciplined and see, how much value addition you will get. Our total training is 150 hours here. Part 1, part 2, part 3. Split आराम से 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour a day. आराम से करो, आराम से करो. Even if you're a working professional or study, paper wise, just study one paper only. I mean, even in one quarter, you study and pass one paper, you're an enrolled agent in 3 quarters. If you are a fresher, you are not in employment yet, I very strongly encourage you, be like, some of our interns, our students, they study like good 5 hours, 6 hours every day. I mean, they're not in job. I mean, 1/4 of the day they just want to spend on education. They study real time. I mean, where they study theory and then they also practice real time. I mean, it's so good for them. By earlier, if you see, any enrolled agent, before I can very proudly say, before iLead came into existence, if you see any enrolled agent, they all have been people who either worked in a US tax industry. I think I can bet you on this, who worked in a US tax industry, or who had, some knowledge or experience about US taxation, and then they did EA. But at iLead, most of the freshers are there. It gives me such a joy. It gives me such a joy. Most of the freshers are there and they are learning from the scratch. Just imagine, even if you're a manager or a business lead or a director, just imagine, the mind of a fresher, how he will be able to process the issues. He has learned the theory, right from the US topography. Probably we must be the only one who teach US topography, types of visas also. in EA. Whatever is relevant, from a practical standpoint, we teach our students. I'm not afraid of creating, entrepreneurs, because a competition, over a period of time becomes collaboration. I repeat, competition over a period of time becomes collaboration. I am welcome for collaboration. I hope I'm making the right sense to it. So I wish you all the very best. Just be self-disciplined and be committed. Becoming EA or becoming whatever is your dream. Don't give up on that dream. Just imagine what can happen if you can be that. Even if you want to look good, you want to look like Tiger Shroff, or Prabhas or anybody, whatever is the role model. You don't become what you want to become by seeing them. You don't become what you want to become by looking at them. You become what you want to become by doing what they have done, somewhere close to it. We can always come up with excuses. We can always come up with excuses, but there's a way out, and I'm sure you and I, we know it very, very well. Okay, so I think I have given you a good start for this week. Until we catch up for the next week, just make sure that you stay disciplined and committed. Okay, fine. Now our students are waiting for to solve the MCQs. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get to menti.com and type the code 9461123. Let's solve some USA tax MCQs. Yeah, wow, amazing. Yeah, so please log on to menti.com and use the code 9461123. Try to watch this on a computer or laptop for better experience. Open new window for menti.com to submit your answers, and any questions about EA course also you can please ping in the comment section. Have a notebook and a pen handy to scribble some important points, and don't miss to like, share and comment as you watch the live session. Let us know what you feel about this. It'll help us, it'll also motivate us. And today's T-Day tax session is on part 1 and part 3. Part 1, dependents. Part 3 is tax preparer responsibilities. Take a look. Okay, let's get started with our questions on individual taxation. In EA, as I already told you, there are 3 papers. Fine, let's get started. Part 1, individual taxation. Let's take up the first question here. Oh, very nice. Good. Hmm. Remember the Maggie time. You have only 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's read this question. Janardhan, who is a US citizen, adopted an infant boy from Cambodia. Okay, from Cambodia, who has lived with her for the entire tax year. Okay, does the child meet the citizen or resident test? Oh, okay, the child has lived with him for the entire tax year. Okay, does the child meet the citizen or residence test? Hmm. Answer. Look at the options. Look at the options. Hmm. The infant boy does not meet the citizen. I mean, some are still thinking, please attempt. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Some are still thinking, please attempt. That's okay. Even if it is wrong, please attempt. Yeah. The first one, it says the infant boy does not meet the citizen or resident test because he is not a US citizen. Nahi. Because he has stayed in the US, for the entire tax year. Okay. Janardhan, okay, who is a US citizen, adopted an infant boy who has lived with him for the entire tax year. Does the child meet the citizen test or residence test? Yes, the child does meet the citizen, or I mean the residency test, because he has stayed with Janardhan, for the entire year. That we know, okay. But let's see the option. The boy does not meet the citizen or residence test because he is not yet a US citizen. No, it's got nothing to do with US citizenship. Next one. The infant boy meets the citizen test because Janardhan is a US citizen. I mean, nowhere it says that, unless he is born in US. Next one. Third one, it says the infant boy meets the resident test because he was a member of Janardhan's household for the entire year. Absolutely. See, one of so third condition looks good, but let's see, the fourth one also. The infant boy does not meet the citizen test because children are usually citizens of the country in which they are born. Okay, does not meet the citizen test because children are usually citizens of the country in which they are born. Okay, anyways, that's, of course they are citizens. Let's go take up the next question. Wonderful. Let's go take up the next question. Hello, is my voice audible? Is my voice audible? Okay, fine. Let's take up the next question. Yeah, please ping if it is audible in the comment section. So please bear with me. Chaliye. Fine. Let's take a look at the second question. Okay, fine. Lata and her mother Martha share a home and both contribute to the household expenses. Okay. Lata's 12-year-old daughter Kaveri lives with them. Okay. Kaveri meets all the conditions to be a qualifying child for both Lata and her mother. Okay. Who can claim Karen as a qualifying child? Okay, this did not appear here, maybe because of the size. Who can claim Karen as a qualifying child? That's the question. Okay. Who can claim Kaveri as the qualifying child? Who can claim Kaveri as a qualifying child? Hmm. Think. Who can claim Kaveri as a qualifying child? Hmm. Hmm. Is it not audible? Hello, am I audible? Yeah. Who can claim? Who can claim Kaveri on the tax return? Okay. Fine. Wow. Let's take a look at the options here. Let's see what are the options that is available here. Lata, but only if her AGI is higher than her mother's. Then Kaveri, if her AGI is higher than Lata. Then Lata, but only if her mother agrees. Next, Lata, because she is Kaveri's parent? Check. Okay, I think many have answered it right. Yeah, many have answered it right. D is the right answer. Okay, because she is the biological parent, she can claim the child. Let's take up the next question. Let's take up the next question. Yeah, let's take up the next question. Ram and his sister and Ram's two brothers provide the entire support of his mother in 2019. Ram and his sister and Ram's two brothers provide the entire support of his mother in 2019. Ram provided 45%, his sister provided 35%, and his two brothers each provided 10%. Who can claim an exemption for the mother? Hmm. Okay. Ram, his sisters, and two brothers. So it means four people. Ram, his sister, and two brothers. Four people. Hmm. Provide the entire support. Now Ram provides 45%, sister provides 35%, and the other two brothers, each provide 10%. So 80 plus 20, 100. Now who can claim the exemption for mother? That's the question. Hmm. Go ahead. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Fine. He is providing 45% and sister is also providing 35%. So both of them together are providing 80%. At least they are providing 10% each. So they are either Ram or his sister. Anybody can claim the dependent. Yeah, fine. So let's take a look at the options here. Either Ram or his sister because they each provided over 10% of the support. Yes, many people have given the right answer. Next one. Any of the siblings, if they attach the required form 2120. Now see, the last two, they have not given more than 10%. So they have given only 10%. So ignore them. Next, only Ram because he provided the most support. No, there's nothing like that. But practically, it goes like that. Then no one because none of the siblings provided more than 50% of support. No, there's nothing like that. Fine. So the right answer here is A, and many have answered it right. Chalo, let's go to the next question. Hmm. Let's take the next question. Hmm. Use headphones, so that the voice is clear. Fine. Let's read this question. Funny 22 is a full time student and lives at home with his parents when he is not in the dorm. He worked part time and made $6,000, but that was not over half of his total support. He meets the age, relationship, and support test, which is the best answer regarding Funny's dependency status. Hmm. Okay. Read it. Which is the best answer regarding Funny's dependency status? Okay, fine. Let's take a look. So here, question, you missing. Of course, that's not mentioned, but the case facts, with the case facts, I'm sure it can. We can make it again. Yeah. Let's take a look. He can be claimed as a dependent because he is a full-time student. First one, he can be claimed as a dependent because he is a full-time student. That's what it says. Oh, see, he is not 24. Okay, he is below 24. Yeah, he's a full-time student. Okay, that's one of the condition. Age test he satisfies. Next one, he can be claimed as a dependent by his parents because he lives at home. Okay, this shows that the residency test is satisfied. Next one, he can be claimed as a dependent by his parents if he meets the rest of the tests for a qualifying child. Hmm. Yes, this is like, yeah, these conditions are satisfied, but if you satisfy the other conditions also, it will be good. Next, he cannot be claimed. What is that? He cannot be claimed by his parents because he earned over $4,200. Oh, okay, come on, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. But C looks, more. Chaliye. So third one, I think many have given the right answer. Yeah, so the third one is the right answer. Next, the last question in part one. Let's quickly solve this. Please don't miss, liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Yeah. Bhaskar, who is a US citizen, adopted an infant boy from Cambodia. Okay, our team looks like they are in love with Cambodia. Okay, who has lived with him for the entire tax year. Does the child meet the citizenship or residency test? Hmm. Hmm. Yep. Does the child meet the citizen or residency test? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 2 minutes. Think. Okay, fine. Let's take a look. Let's read these questions. The infant boy, the infant boy meets the residence test because he was a member of Bhaskar's household for the entire year. Hmm. Yeah. He has been, a resident of him. I mean, he has been a resident of US and he has been. Next one. It says the infant boy does not meet the citizen test because children are usually citizens of the country in which they are born. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, true. Next, the infant boy meets the citizen test because Bhaskar is a US citizen. Crap. I, next, the last one, the infant boy doesn't meet the citizen or residence test because he's not yet a US citizen. No, if you have been in the US, fine. Very nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's get quickly to part three. Part three is representation. Okay. Which of the following is an income tax return preparer? Hmm. Which of the following is an income tax return preparer? Hmm. Yeah. Income tax return preparer. who is an income tax return preparer. Hmm. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. See, let's let's take a look here. Is it not audible? Hello. Am I audible? Yeah, Madi, can you hear me? Is it audible now? Yeah, I think it is audible to me. It should be audible to you people also. Okay. Fine. Let's take a look at the options here. A volunteer at a local church who prepares income tax return but accepts no payment. Okay. I think I just told you that, some. Okay. So the first one, ignore it. Next, a neighbor who assists with the preparation of a depreciation schedule. Okay. Next, the third one, it says a woman who prepares income tax return in her home during filing season and accepts payments for her services. Okay, a woman who prepares income tax return in her home uh, and accepts payment for her services. Okay, it looks perfect, right? Accepts payment. Yeah. Last one. A son who enters income tax return information into a computer program and prints the tax return. So yesterday, I in this the right answer is C. In this the right answer is C. Next. Yeah. Let's take the second question here. A tax return preparer must retain for 3 years a completed copy of each tax return, or retain a list of clients for whom returns were prepared. Which of the following does not have to be included in the list? Yeah, take a look. Okay, fine. Chaliye. Let's come here. Let's come to this question. Let's come to this question. Yeah, take this question. Yeah, fine. So here the first one is the type of return. Let's check, the four options that is. Okay, fine. Let's take up the last question. Let's take up the last question. Which of the following is the penalty for failure to furnish a copy of tax return to a taxpayer? Which of the following? Wow. Penalty. Failure to furnish copy of a tax return. Yeah. Wow. The first one, it says 26,500 maximum penalty per month. Wow. Okay, next one. $25 for each failure to furnish a copy of tax return. No. Next. $50 for each failure to furnish a copy of tax return. Yes. And finally, $50,000 maximum penalty in a calendar year. Hmm. No. So C is the right answer. C. I mean, with the law and the rules properly. Fine. So I think you enjoyed the session for today. It's such a joy to connect with you. And iLead is the only training institution as of now, wherein you can learn both theory and practicals of individual and business taxation. And of course, if you are planning to do internship, you can also earn from it, and also on the student referrals and client referrals too. So we very strongly encourage you to learn, the enrolled agent license training from iLead Tax Academy, and also learn the real-time tax preparation. So here, when I say real-time tax preparation, and then for those of you who ask, what's the process to become an enrolled agent? This is the process. You enroll for the year training. You got to decide, whether you take one paper or all the papers. You get the class links. You learn through lectures. Then you make class notes, and then you solve MCQs at least twice. You study the material, you participate in weekly live sessions like this. You schedule the EA exam with your nearest prometric center. And in case you have any doubts or you need any help, you will WhatsApp, Zoom, or Skype us and pass the enrollment agent examination and be one of the successful enrolled agents, from iLead.